Millions of people use the social media app TikTok every day. You can view videos others make, from their hobbies to something they find funny. But critics say having the app on your phone could be allowing the wrong people to have access to your information. As Amy just mentioned, there is a police presence down here. I'm standing right next to them. You can see these officers up here. We can kind of show this in comparison to me. I mean, I'm 5'4", so this is a big tree that was knocked over. His mom says she was here at this car wash to vacuum her car, but when she turned to put money into the machine here, she soon heard her kids screaming. People are already getting very excited over here, Maggie, and I will say this is UNC territory. So if you look around here, you're going to see a lot of that Tar Heel blue. They think the thieves cut them from the ground, and to put it into perspective, it was about 25 of these. Investigators put down these marks to show the path they think the car took before ending up in this yard. If you come to Glenview Memorial Park, you'll see several grave sites with grass on top of them. Then you come to Betty Easter's and you see this. It's a site that's adding to her family's heartbreak.
I'm hurt, I'm mad, and I really just want my sister to have the right resting place. Nastasia Easter can't believe her sister Betty's grave is still in this bad of shape. The 30-year-old passed away more than 6 months ago after battling breast cancer. She's literally not just my sister, she was my best friend. Betty left behind 8 siblings and 2 young kids.
Very hurt. Very hurt. My whole family is hurt.
On Friday, her daughter and son visited her gravesite.
He said, "Why mommy's in the mud?"
This is embarrassing. It was disrespectful. Making matters worse, this isn't the first time they've faced problems with Glenview Memorial Park. I spoke to the family in November because the plot looked like this by a large pile of dirt. At the time, a groundskeeper told me it was still settling due to the weather. But more than 3 months after that conversation, it looks like fresh dirt and a muddy pool of water, rocks like gravel. This looks like she was buried a couple days ago when she passed away in August. The Easters filed a complaint with the North Carolina Cemetery Commission. A spokesperson told me once their office receives a complaint, they issue a letter to the cemetery and it has 20 business days to respond. It's very hurtful and I'm trying to be strong, but it's very hard. The Easter family says they won't stop fighting until they see results.
I would like for them to do their job. That's what I would like to do. I would like them to do their damn job that they was paid for.
I reached out to the cemetery's owner to get their side of the story. I'll let you know when I hear back. In Durham, Bridget Chapman, CBS 17 News.
We were the first to tell you about concerns surrounding a state fair food event in Raleigh. Crowds came to the event this weekend with limited social distancing.
CBS 17's Bridget Chapman joins us live there now. And Bridget, how is it looking?
Yes, Angela, there are still a good amount of people out here today. It's not quite as busy as this weekend. As you can see here, people are waiting in these lines out at these booths. The event goes until Sunday, so I asked what's being done to keep it safe.
Crowds of people flocked to a fair food event at the state fairgrounds this weekend, with instances of social distancing standards not being met. A spokesperson with the State Department of Agriculture tells me some vendors volunteered to help enforce the rules. So no one with the actual fairgrounds is coming out and telling people to step away or social distance more?
You know, I am not sure about that, but I will ask and get back to you.
It's an 11-day event. More than 20 vendors are here with fair food staples. The event is supposed to be takeout only with no gathering allowed. Organizers say they're not keeping track of how many people come and go.
With the capacity limits, why not keep track of how many people are coming in and out of here?
Well, we've seen a high turnover, and and we're not sure exactly how many, but we have seen the parking lot consistently turn over in cars.
Social distancing and face coverings are required. Most people we saw were wearing masks, but not everyone.
We do have security out here, and they will break up a large crowd. But as for mask compliance, there are some questions there about what can you ask.
She says they're evaluating the past weekend to see what could change going forward, but are happy to be giving vendors this opportunity.
And a lot of these, this is their livelihoods, and they haven't had the opportunity to sell their products.
I
reached out to the local and state health departments along with the governor's office to see if they're monitoring this event at all. Of course, I will keep you updated when I hear back. Reporting live in Raleigh, Bridget Chapman, CBS 17 News. The men tell me they were all drivers here at Shredded, and the company collects and then shreds documents. So workers are in all different kinds of places, meeting different people every single day. They tell me after they brought concerns about coronavirus to management, they claim about 20 of them were fired.
Anything else would have been better than what they did.
This group of men tell me they were all recently drivers for the company Shredded. They collect documents and materials from places, then bring them back to their workplace to be shredded. Their job takes them to offices, hospitals, and other places. They can be there for several hours. The group tells me they had concerns these past weeks after claiming the company didn't do enough to address the coronavirus outbreak.
They did nothing. You know, we don't have any hand sanitizers, anything that would kind of prevent us from possibly being exposed or, contracting it.
The men tell me they went to their managers to talk about it last Thursday.
No one here wants to get infected and then bring that home to our families.
They said they didn't want to drive the routes anymore out of fear, asking if they could do other work instead. One of the drivers recorded this video during the meeting. He says the person speaking is a manager.
If you're not going to go out on route today, guys, just go on and go home. I'll pay you guys for your 10 hours today.
The person on the video tells them if they were to not come back the next day, they'd have to use vacation time. The men said the company then fired them the next day. Some said for job abandonment. Others said they were told they resigned.
They told me I resigned. As of yesterday, I resigned. So I'm just like, how? When did I resign?
It was a shock.
I reached out to Shredded in person, by phone, and via email. Shredded sent me a statement that says in part, "We provide our employees with proper training, procedures, and personal protective equipment and have implemented stringent hygiene actions and social distancing measures to stop the spread of any illness." It goes on to say the Shredded location has no confirmed cases of employees self-reporting exposure to COVID-19, adding they've provided all employees with a personal leave option should they prefer not to report to work on site.
We can look forward to light at the end of the tunnel.
Dean of Campbell Law School, Melissa Essery, has no connection to the men or their story. She tells me the Americans with Disabilities Act protects some workers with underlying conditions. Otherwise, workers can ask to work remotely or to be accommodated in some way.
The employer can still say no, but at least that employee will have tried. Other than that, candidly, not a lot of protections for workers at this time.
She says those who lose their job should file for unemployment insurance, while this group of workers still cope with the sudden changes.
Stress, very stressed emotionally, financially. I'm getting a little frustrated.
The men tell me they've gotten nothing in writing from the company. I have reached back out to Shredded to get more information about these actual terminations and have not yet heard back, but you can see their full statement on our website. Just click on this article. Live in Raleigh, Bridget Chapman, CBS 17 News. We begin this morning with breaking news. Police are investigating an overnight shooting that sent one man to the hospital. WREG's Jim Jaggers has everything we need to know about this weekend. Jim, let's start with what to expect tonight. And hundreds of people gathered here in Memphis today to stand in solidarity with those in Virginia fighting against hate and racism. You can fly by your butterfly.
Yeah, I can fly. Bridget, very good, Bridget. You need to come back more often.
The number of Americans with hearing loss is expected to nearly double in the coming decades as the population grows.